Look what I got. Let me move this back a little bit. Okay. Now look at this thing. Now we got two. You have your camera? I think she's going back in there to get it. All right. So this is my new little rig thing here. This is a DJI Action 5. I'm not going to give you a whole fucking tutorial here, but this is what I'm going to be filming with. Look how cute that is. That little sticker there. Throw that in a cup holder, let it sit there for a couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? Dude. Oh my god, my hoodie has a fucking smell to it. I'm so stressed out of my mind. I think Nagar's dad cooks shit sometimes and it like sticks to our fucking clothes. Oh man. And it just stays. Like even if you wash it sometimes, just like the grossest fucking seasonings. Anyway, I'm gonna try to find a way to film with this today. Come on. There we go. Oh shit, righty tighty, lefty loosey. I don't know what I'm doing here. Fuck, stay in place. Wait, I was loosening it more. All right, so see now it's kind of angled, so maybe I can actually film with it on the dashboard. Holy biscuits, it fits. Uh-oh, stop yelling at me. Okay, what about that? Oh, I think we're slamming and jamming, boys and girls.
Look at that microphone.
Yeah, look at that. This big old dashboard you got here.
So
it's
cool.
Look at that. It might actually work. Oh, interesting. Not really that interesting. What's the time? 5:16.
Let me go.
All right. Start. No fucking shit. There's a record button on this. Okay, swipe down. Swipe to unlock screen. Swipe down to set length. Okay. All right, let me try this out. Let me put this right here. Huh? How about that? Well, I just gotta find the right spot for it. Hey, that actually looks pretty good.
That's probably gonna move.
It's not gonna move.
Alright, let's go so we can see.
We'll figure it out.
I don't know what this guy is saying.
Dude, whatever your dad cooked is stuck to my hoodie.
I know.
Ugh.
That's what my hair smells like.
What did you just say?
Smell my hair.
Yeah. Smell my hoodie. Smell it.
Yeah, it smells like my hair.
Oh my god. Fuck this, dude. Here. I was about to yell at you for this, but it's not even yours. It's mine.
Motherfucker. He leaves this message and he goes home.
Uh-oh, that thing's on one leg.
Oh
all right, so I've discovered that's probably not an option right now. So
I told you.
Hang on, let me turn this fucking thing off. All right.
You can turn that off, by the way.
Can you turn this off for me, please? Hang on.
Can I finish reading this fucking message?
No, I don't want the battery to die. Just turn it off.
You said hang on.
Turn it off.
Turn what off?
The camera. Hold it 3 seconds.
What's this?
No, that's just for the handle. It's a charging handle.
What's this?
That's for the charging handle. I just told you.
What do you mean? The charging handle connects to that?
No, what? I just turned the charging handle off and it stopped charging. It didn't turn the camera off. Come on. You think I'm a fucking retard?
Yeah, you are.
Shit, my hoodie stinks, dude. Oh my god.
Okay, stop talking.
That's not possible. Oh, fuck. My pre-workout. My seatbelt's locked. What is going on this morning?
What is wrong with you? You can't video and think at the same time? I'm done with you.
Alright. Well, I don't know what's going on. Alright. Well. That was that. That was day one trying to use the camera. All right, so I'm finished up with work, and somehow, some way, I'm the one that got tasked with charging the car. Now, mind you, I don't drive the car that much. It's my wife. She gets to drive the car every day because she drops me off, and we drive in together. And she brings it to me, and it's at 12% battery. Testing. The fuck do I know if this mic's connected? I have no idea. Anyway, this thing's pulling on my shirt. It's kind of stressing me out. You see that? Like, maybe I should just clip it. I don't know. I'm trying to find a place for this mount, too. Where is that? Is that good there? How is that? Is that kind of a weird angle? Shit. Hang on a second. I'm just going to clip this thing. It's really stressing me out. Got all the Tesla nerds looking at me right now. Alright, maybe I'll try this up here. I hope that's not too loud. Oh, fuck. I'm sweating like a whore in church, friends. Let me try something here real quick. So which one you like better? You like this one better? Or you like that one better? Maybe I should just put this over here. Maybe over there? How does that look? Is that okay? No? Fuck. Jeez. I feel like a retard. A straight retard. I have no idea. Let's see, well, how was my day today overall? See, I trained legs this morning, and then I had a couple clients. I created my deck for my meeting, and then I presented that. Running a team's interesting. One of the biggest things you learn about running a team is that the culture has a personality of its own. But it's like a living, breathing thing. Say you are in the presence of this culture, this personality. Like you're in the presence of a person. That person can treat you differently than how they normally act when they're not around you, right? Meaning that if you have somebody that you know, and they seem to be a great person when you're around them, and then when they're not around you, they are not so great of a person. In fact, they project the opposite qualities in which they show you. So you have that singular person now who acts differently in two different scenes that becomes multiplied by 20 plus people, right? It's like a multiplying effect. So you have all these people who act differently around certain settings that change the way and offset the way other people feel, that create a general tension in culture that ultimately is different from even day to day or minute to minute. So you have this living beast of an organism, this culture personality, right? That you have to learn to manage, train, and just learn to navigate. Because it ends up becoming like a maze, You push in one direction and you scare away half the herd, right? And then you attract some of the herd, but then you push away some more of the herd, right? And then you try to be friendly and inviting, and then you end up creating back-end hostility and resentment. And then you be authoritative and straightforward and objective, and then you create fear and uncertainty. So it seems like there is no direct solution to it. And to my mind, it's fucking fascinating. Like, absolutely fascinating, because people are very simple to figure out. But 20 plus people, with the way they dynamically engage with each other and with you and in the group, with the atmosphere, depending on the day and the time, and so many other factors, it becomes this like maze to fucking find your way through. And boy, I've been having fun with that. I've been generally interested in people. And I don't mean people as in a human body. I mean people as a social construct, which basically means a personality that is potentially fabricated or one that's even authentic. I'm just very fascinated with the identity of people. Like, who are you really? And you start to find the boundaries of what that looks like in someone when you're able to
help them navigate to places they're not used to talking about, right? So, for instance, if somebody has a problem with abandonment, this is a very common one with a lot of possessive relationships, right? If you have someone that has the fear of abandonment, okay, they are going to generally project the opposite quality, which means they're going to project a fierce sense of independence, right? Because independence insinuates that you can rely on yourself, right? Which means that you're confident in yourself and you don't need anybody else, which insinuates that you can never be abandoned because you are okay with who you are, right? You're independent. However, abandonment relies on the fact that your identity is dependent on another person accepting you and being around you. So when you find that person in the world that experienced that abandonment, we'll say, they will sometimes project an independence that can make you think that they're a self-starter. They could sometimes project an image of confidence. They could sometimes project an image of curiosity, because all of those factors play a significant role in their identity. Because someone who's abandoned is afraid of losing themselves, right? Not losing other people, losing themselves. Without something present in their life that gives them a purpose and identity, they will feel lost and they will crumble as a human mentally, right? So it's always fascinating because people will always push away from the thing that is their medicine. And this is why I find people to be so fucking fascinating, right? If someone needs to lose weight, right, and they know it, their doctor tells them they're sick, you need to lose weight, their happiness will depend on ice cream. The ice cream is a temporary poison, and it's something that allows them to not feel like they have to come to terms with their bad decisions. So this person will refuse to give up the ice cream because it would force them to learn to come to terms with themselves and their mistakes and their unhappiness and their anxieties and their stressors and their dissatisfaction in life. So people do the same thing with their identity, right? Just like somebody will refuse to give up an ice cream even though it's killing them, people will refuse to give up a limiting belief although it is destroying them. And that is fucking fascinating. There's a quote by Socrates, or maybe it's Hippocrates or something. The Hippocratic Oath guy, right? Hippocrates? I don't fucking know. Anyway, and it says that in order to heal, you need to be willing to give up the thing that's making you sick. And I think when I say sick, a lot of us gravitate towards physical symptomology, which means like you have a cough, you know, you're feeling tired, or too much after you eat food, like you got an allergic reaction, you got the flu, you're throwing up, right? And I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about the human mind. Okay, the human mind is sick with limiting beliefs, right? Just like how somebody could be drinking every weekend or every day, right, and poisoning their body. Some people keep reaffirming negative beliefs and they're fucking killing their brains and their identity and their mental health. And the construct of what their identity is now fractured by this weird sense of attachment to something that's actually killing them. When I see people's limiting beliefs, I feel like it's prey to me. I feel like it's like, I'm going to destroy that thing. And there's nothing that you can do to stop me. And I don't think it so much has to do with me loving the person. I feel like since I was young, it was been a factory installed purpose, right? Like I just felt this like insane belief people are making up their problems. You can have a real problem. You know, and a real problem, you know, is like you just woke up and you got a call from the hospital that your 3-year-old child is dying of terminal cancer and they have a month to live. That's a problem. Okay? Now, in the grand scheme of life, I don't really know how that plays out. Maybe it has a significant role in someone else's development that changes the future in some way, right? I don't know. I'm not going to play God in this situation. However, that's a problem. We can all agree, right? You thinking that somebody's gossiping is a important enough factor to make life decisions, or somebody's judgment, rather, is a significant factor in the way you should make life decisions. Like, I don't want that person to think I made a bad decision. What? That's a problem to you? Even when people think that they have a problem like, oh, my boss told me I have to come in early today. That's a fucking problem to you? Jesus. Like, there's people that walk 10 miles to get a clean glass of water. What the fuck are you complaining about? I don't get it. So since I was young, I feel like I've just always looked at people that would say they had problems, and I'm like, you're making that up. That's actually not even a real problem at all. So why do you keep telling yourself it is? Yeah, that's where my journey of coaching began, even as a kid. I used to talk to adults. I remember talking to adults about their problems when I was a kid. It's fucking weird. Imagine a little kid like sitting on a fucking, sitting on the floor next to you, talking to you about your problems, and you're a middle-aged person. They're like 10 years old. Crazy. So I have no idea how I got here. I'm just going to be honest. I have no fucking clue how I got to this point rambling. I told you I'm tired, so if you got a sneak peek into my subconscious, welcome. It can either be a fun place to be or a very annoying place to be. Welcome into the mind of Gino. What's happening? Oh, fuck. Hang on a second. Hold on. The car is still charging, my love. Give me 1 second. The phone is okay. Now it's coming through the Tesla. What's up?
Oh, jeez, so weird.
Yeah, well, I was filming on my phone and it cut the video, but I'm still filming on my Action 5 Pro. Yeah, I just...
Coming.
Oh, you're done?
You should have to yeah, I'm done. Let's go.
Okay, I'm at, I don't know, 71%, so I think I'm good.
Good, there's plenty.
All right. Well, I will come and pick you up now if this dude doesn't fucking run into me in the front. Why is this... I don't understand. Hey, real quick.
Okay, bye. No.
No, why do 75-year-olds get Teslas? I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'll see you in a minute. Bye.
All right, bye.
I gotta go pick her up. It was fun chatting with you. And, yeah, now you know a bunch of weird shit about me you probably didn't know before. So, yeah, that's that. All right, see ya. I don't actually think I've even shown what I eat for dinner yet on this video, of any of these videos. So this is what I eat right here. This is my dinner. It's about 15 ounces of tilapia, roughly 200 grams of potatoes, a little bit of mustard, and a little bit of ketchup. That's about it. So this is actually one of my favorite. Actually, I like all my meals. I really can't say which one's my favorite, but this one I look really forward to because it's just like fresh. Everything else is reheated in a microwave. So I really look forward to eating this. So yeah, I'm gonna dig in and then I'm gonna go to bed because I can't really stay up past 9:30. My head starts to bob like a toddler and I'm just...
Does not get the desired attention,
Jesus
or
Christ.
does not last very long. He cannot be reformed and leaves her. This is often the projection of women who had rather intense, even flirtatious relationships with the father. Such fathers often find their wives boring and the young daughter more charming and playful.
What a fucking weird part to start.
Yeah,
The daughter becomes addicted to their attention and adept at
Fucking son of a...
Little coyote right there. Come here, little fella.
It's hiding in the bush.
Yeah, there he goes. Off into the wilderness.
So cute. No, I'm telling you, you want to order. Listen to me. You don't listen to me. Just fucking listen to me. نگین هیچی order نمیده. I've never heard something like this.
There's that fucking double chin I was talking about.
When are you getting us energy drinks? Stop doing that.
I bought some today, a few of them.
Where are they?
I gave them the right people who needed them.
What are you saying?
What do you mean? I gave one to Cam. I had one. I gave one to a few other people for my own reasons.
You better start talking.
What do you mean?
What are you saying exactly?
Relax. $19 I spent. Chill.
You're expensing that, aren't you?
I didn't get a receipt for this one, so unfortunately not.
You spent $19 on energy drinks and I don't see any of it.
Look, I have it.
What fucking bullshittery is this?
All right, listen, I have another one. I have a receipt that I have to expense. How much is this one?
What the fuck?
This is with the cash I bought it with.
Why is that so long?
$55.
For what?
Energy drinks. Good morning. It is Friday, June 13th, and tomorrow will mark 8 weeks out. And I'm sitting in the parking lot right now because I have a little bit of time right before my first client. So I work out in the mornings, usually from around like 6:30ish till around like 7:30ish, like an hour. However, I don't have a client directly 8 o'clock today. My first one's at 9. So I just wanted to spend a little bit of time updating everybody where I'm at and letting you know how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, and then just kind of recapping my week and just kind of let you know what's going on in my life. So yesterday, my wife's dad, you know, who we live with right now, was going to go to Iran. He's got like 2 houses. He got one here, he's got one in Iran, and he was going to go there. Usually goes there for about like 3-4 months out of the year. And he can't right now because Iran basically was just bombed by Israel, or Israel bombed Iran or something like that. So they canceled his flight. So that kind of puts a wrench in the plans because we were hoping that he would be gone during like the end stages of my prep as we start to transition and move out. So those plans seem to have been expedited a little bit. So Nagar and I are currently looking for places, and we're kind of stuck in between a few options. You know, we're thinking about potentially doing like some sort of like seller financing into like a purchase, which if you're not familiar with what seller financing is, basically what you do is you finance it through the person who is actually selling the home instead of a traditional bank. So you'd end up, instead of paying a bank money, you'd end up just paying the owner, which sometimes can save you money, and also it doesn't like pull off of your credit, right? So Nagar and I have done many different business ventures in the past. Our credit has been up, it's been down, it's been all over the place. So credit is not our strong suit.
So yeah, seller financing is like an alternative option. So if you guys have any dents in your credit that may prevent you from getting good quality loans, at least decent rates, then seller financing is definitely an option for you. So we may be doing that, looking into a place, potentially Fountain Hills, Scottsdale. I don't know yet. We're going to try to look around at some places, kind of see what fits all the boxes, and then just make our choice based on that. So it may be a seller financing opportunity. We may just rent something. It really just depends on location. It depends on like commute time. It'll depend on the property itself. If we see value long-term in maybe purchasing it, if it has some sort of equity potential in the future, or if we think that we could rent it out eventually, and then move somewhere else. Ideally, what we like to do is like buy a house, live in it for like a year, and then rent it out to somebody, and then buy another house. One of my clients was telling me that he did that a lot when he first started in real estate. He would just like purchase something, live in it for a year, and then there's this like weird thing that you can do with financing that he was telling me about, that like you can basically get out of the payments for a certain, I don't know what he was explaining, but he's saying basically you can live in a home for like a year and then you can get out of it and you reduce the amount of payment that you make, and then you get somebody in it to live in it. So you can basically like take out the homestead or something and then just kind of jump into a new one, and also get another loan for a new homestead property at a cheaper rate. I don't know. He was explaining how he does. This guy's filthy fucking rich. So he's trying to tell me all these loopholes. Anyway, so we may end up just moving out a little bit sooner rather than later. Later in the year, we have a trip to Hawaii with this same guy who's giving me all this information for a scuba diving trip. So we're excited about that. I have my show in August. And then we may plan something else around like October-ish. Not really sure yet. But anyway, we got a lot of things planned throughout the year that we're excited for. And moving out is definitely going to be a significant element to that. Because we moved in there to conserve money. We thought we were going to buy a bunch of real estate properties. However, life doesn't always go exactly as planned. Apparently, we were going to buy Section 8 properties. We like had everything set up for it. We had a realtor on the ground in Michigan, and we were going to buy them remotely and just kind of move people into them. Section 8s are high cash flowing homes, which means low money down, small investment up front, high cash flow return. So, you know, you put anywhere from like $5,000 to $10,000 down on a low income house, and then you have anywhere from $600 to $1,000 a month cash flowing from that house, which means you're getting positive net income. So we were going to do that, but now apparently they're changing the laws surrounding Section 8s. So we thought maybe that's not a good investment opportunity. Maybe that's something that we should probably step away from. So we decided not to do that, and now we're here. And it's just funny how life goes sometimes. You know, you make plans contingent upon like what if you believe your future is going to be, and then sometimes wrenches are thrown into the plan. Maybe it's not what God has in store for you. Maybe there's something else. So you just got to pivot sometimes. Aside from that, I feel like the bodybuilding and everything like that is pretty much locked in. I think what I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to end up registering for my show, pay my fees, get my posing trunks, maybe set up some tanning for like a little bit closer to the show. And then, yeah, so that's kind of where we're sitting. Let's see, what did I do? Monday, I trained back, and then I did chest on Tuesday, a little tiny bit of shoulders, and then I did quads on Wednesday. Yesterday, I did a little bit more shoulders, mainly rear delt focused, a little bit of lateral raises, some abs, and then today I have hamstrings and glutes. And then I'll probably do a little bit of arms on Saturday because that'll be a quick workout, just a little pump ski. And then we should be rocking and rolling. So, yeah, that's kind of where the update is. I'm hoping to get some posing footage this weekend outside so you can see what my updated physique looks like, full body. And we'll go from there. But like I looked back at like the first one that I made, I think it was like a 12-week out video of like posing outside compared to how I look now. And I look significantly different. I'm very happy with about a 4-week progress there. So I can't wait to see what happens in double that timeline because I have 8 weeks left. I'm right where I need to be. I'm pretty sure my weight cap's like 212. I'm like 5'11". So I'm like a little over 5'11". So like, that's my weight. It's like class B or something like that. And like for my height from 5'11" to 6 foot, it's like 212. So I'm sitting at like 215-ish in the mornings. I have more than 3 pounds that I could still lose. And so I'm very excited. I'm probably going to be coming in at the top of my weight class, which is always a good thing because, you know, you're stepping on stage with people and, you know, you're at the very top of the weight. So you end up being a little bit bigger. So yeah, happy about that. And yeah. Aside from that, I'm just trying to figure out, I got a little bit of gassiness going on and trying to figure out where that's coming from exactly, food-wise, because digestion is kind of a tricky thing with bodybuilding. If you don't have it nailed down, you're not absorbing all the nutrients from your food, and that could change the way that you look, and obviously the experience of being gassy all day probably isn't a good thing either. So, probably a little bit of too much information there. Anyway, I'm going to head inside now. Maybe I'll get some training footage today. I'll update you throughout my day, and we'll see where we go from there. All right, so I am hitting these lists, giving people some calls, you know, doing what's necessary to grow the business. You know, I never really have a problem giving calls. I think as long as you have a reason to call somebody, you know, if it's a cold call and you're just, you know, get a list of numbers from like a list broker or something and you're just kind of calling up and saying, hey, you know, you want to buy my shit? But when you call here, you know, it's out of a genuine reason. You're checking in with people. Maybe they have something on their account. Maybe you just want to connect with them a little bit. You know, whatever the case may be, I feel like there's like a genuine reason why you want to reach out to these people. It's more of like a luxury and service, and you just want to be checked in on. So like, you know, very seldom do I have people that get upset when I give them a call. They're actually very grateful that we're checking in. So I'm going to finish up some more of these calls. I've been doing them for about an hour here, and I got to tell you, it doesn't really bother me that much. Usually people get a little bit strange about giving people calls, but I've never been that type of person. I have some fun with it sometimes, you know, just try to have a conversation. That's all it is. All right, I'm going to finish up my day here. It is around 5 o'clock, so I'm going to do a few more of these calls, and then I'm going to go jump on and do some cardio and wait for my wife to get here. So, yeah, that is how my day is. So I will see you in a little bit. Somehow I'm getting yelled at. Hey. Hey. Look at me real quick.